Girbeagly!
Hey there guys and gals, it's Girbeagly with another episode of Gaming with Girbeagly, and I'm once again playing the game Heartbaked, and this game is freaking ridiculously cute. This game is so freaking cute. I love this game so much. I really like the quippy dialogue that's in it. I really like the characters. I like the writing. I like the artistic polish that's taken place. I like the scenarios. Everything about this game is really well done. But anyway, so last episode we did a little bit more flirting with Radley, or we tried to, but we were actually distracted by this old lady who I think was actually Carver in disguise still. That's still my guess. Who came in and demanded free food, and unfortunately we weren't ballsy enough to her, I guess, for Radley's tastes. Like, I tried to take the diplomatic route by just being like, hey, come back later, lady, and maybe I'll give you a discount or something. And Radley was really disheartened by that. He was like, that's not really the Ginge that I'm used to. And instead of gaining more points on our heart bar, you'll see there that it's back down to 0. So we're going to go ahead, join in on Chapter 4, and hopefully we'll be able to get some of that heart bar back, because I don't want Radley to hate me. I need his love for the Heartbaked. So anyway, let's continue this little adventure. I like it a lot so far.
I woke up filled to the brim with motivation. Today was the day. Well, yesterday was supposed to be the day, but today was definitely the day. If today wasn't the day, then I would have to accept the fact that the pastry god had forsaken me. Ugh. If anyone could hear my thoughts, they would probably think I was some sort of mad woman. Thanks a lot, Rads. I felt nervous. Why was I nervous? Of course he'd say yes. I'm me. Who wouldn't say yes? Aside from Carver, of course, but as my saying goes, kids and Carvers don't have opinions.
I like that saying.
I laughed to myself, deciding that I would make that a well-known saying one day. Luckily, the shop was closed today, though that meant Radley had the day off and I had to go search for him. Shouldn't be too difficult. Knowing Radley, he was probably at his house hiding away from any form of filth. Most likely scrubbing his house from top to bottom and washing himself multiple times. I wouldn't be surprised if he decided his grass was too dirty. I got ready as quickly as I could and left the shop, marching to his house. I was completely determined to not let anything or anyone stop me. A few people waved to me and tried to get my attention, but no way! I wasn't going to let myself get distracted. Didn't take long to get to Radley's house. Everyone lived pretty close to each other after all. I stood in front of his door and gave 3 loud knocks. Probably too loud. The few elves that were nearby looked at me questioningly, but soon returned to whatever meaningless thing they were doing before. The door opened a crack, and Radley peeked out.
Oh, look at that! He's got, like, a poster of him and Ginger together on the wall, and then there's, like, a picture of Ginger on the wall also. That's adorable. See, that's the whole thing. I also see there's, like, tons of cleaning products everywhere, because he's a freak. But that's adorable. That's like a telltale sign right there that he definitely cares a lot about Ginger, more than just friends, and I think that he's got some hidden feelings, and eventually they're going to burst forth. Hopefully, us completing whatever task to get the heart bar up farther will get us, like, more, like, a bigger chunk than the previous things have done for us, because, like, otherwise we might not make it. We won't be able to fill that heart up all the way, and I really want to be able to.
The door opened a crack and Radley peeked out.
Ginger? Since when?
Nope, stop right there. You will listen to me and actually listen. For the past 2 days, you've been ignoring my advances and everything has been stopping me from asking you to go on a date with me, so...
Wow. Right off the bat like that? Holy crap. I thought that she was going to be a little bit more subtle about it, but apparently she's just going to go ahead and ask him right away. That's awesome.
Radley, we are going on a date. Right here, right now. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He looked startled and absolutely confused.
You've been trying to ask me out? That's great. I thought you were just joking around with me, Ginger. I would love to.
He was bouncing with excitement, and his eyes sparkled more than I had ever seen before.
Aw, that's adorable. See? Just like I said, he definitely has feelings for her, too. And this is just us getting them together. This is great.
Was he about to cry? Rads, are you okay?
Okay? I'm more than okay, Ginge.
His bouncing intensified, and he almost seemed like he was about to pass out from excitement.
Okay, this is a little bit of a weird development here.
Then he stopped and frowned.
Actually, tomorrow would be better.
Radley, no. Right here, right now. We're going on a date. There's nothing you can say or do to keep this from happening. I've wasted too much time already. I did not walk to his house to be turned down.
I'm sorry, Ginge. Gee, I never thought you'd be so excited to go on a date with me. But today is my bath day. I can't skip it or... Aw, man. His germophobia is seriously gonna get in the way here.
His voice trailed off and he started shaking at even just the thought of not having a full day to clean himself. He perked back up seconds later, his grin more mischievous than ever.
Oh no, he's gonna be like, hey, you could always join in on the bath. Unless you wanted to join me. Haha, Radley, you and I think very similarly, sir. We could have a bath date.
His eyebrows wiggled a few times and I let out a cough, my determination slowly fizzling out as my cheeks grew a dull shade of pink at the thought.
G-Rads, you move fast, leave, or I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna give it right back to him. I'm gonna, like I said before, the last episode, he didn't like the fact that we didn't, stand up for ourselves. If we're just like, oh, whatever, you bugged me, now I gotta go, or just something along those lines, he's probably not gonna dig that. He's gonna probably like us being just as flirty and goofy back. So G-Rads, you move fast.
Wow, Rads, you move so fast. I mean, we haven't even gone on a date yet, and you're already trying to get me in the bath with you? My teasing only made his grin wider and his eyebrow wiggling intensify.
That's not a no, Ginge.
It's not a yes either.
I really like the two of them together. They're funny. So it's a maybe.
No. I glared at him as he burst out laughing.
Okay. So it's a no. Tomorrow then?
He was very obviously excited. His eyes were lit up like a kid in a candy store, and he was bouncing up and down in a way that made me think he didn't even realize what he was doing. Fine, tomorrow, but it better happen.
Nothing could keep me away.
His tone was overdramatic, and he brought a hand to his chest in an attempt to prove his sincerity.
What are we doing?
We'll just decide tomorrow. Don't you have an oh-so-important bath to get to? I teased as I stepped away from his door.
Oh, yep. Okay, Ginge. See you tomorrow.
He practically hopped back into his house.
Aw.
I walked away from his house, finally actually thinking about what people were supposed to do on dates. Going for a walk would be boring, and the village was small, so there wasn't much else to do. Maybe we could go out to eat? Yeah, right. The only other place in the village to eat would be Carver's, and I was not stepping foot into his bakery. Heh, Carver. After this date with Radley, I'd be one step closer to crushing the little pancake who calls himself an elf. After the festival, my bakery would be so famous, he wouldn't even stand a chance. Not that he did now, but this would solidify my position as the best baker in the village.
Oh, what the heck? That was weird. He just flashed on the screen very quick.
As I walked through the town square, I ran into something. I steadied myself before I fell, but whatever I hit apparently wasn't so lucky. As I looked down, I found that it had been Carver I ran into. It was almost as if thinking his name summoned him. Watch where you're going! His angry voice came from the ground, which wasn't much lower than where it usually comes from. Oh, you. He stood up in a hurry and brushed himself off, glaring at me the entire time. I think I deserve an apology. You run me over and knock me down like the brute you are, and then don't even have the manners to apologize? Pretty much. I said flatly, choosing kindly to ignore the brute comment. His tiny body shook with more fury than I thought he would be able to contain. He actually looked like he was ready to explode, and I couldn't help but laugh. I can't believe the mayor chose you. I am obviously the better candidate. I at least have manners. I laughed more and wiped away a fake tear. Oh,
Carver? I wonder if that's a typo or if she's actually just making fun of his name.
You tiny pancake, you. Jealousy won't get you anywhere. And the thought that you could have manners? Oh, man. When it comes to you and your tiny hovel of a bakery, there's nothing to be jealous of. I am obviously superior in every way. Yes, you are so great. But the mayor may have chosen you instead of me if you actually worked for once. I wonder how you have all this time to stand around and do nothing.
Ginger, says someone. Oh, an older woman's voice, okay.
An older woman's voice came from behind me, and I turned to face her. Oh, hello. I recognized her as one of my regular customers and smiled cheerfully. It's so great to see you out and about. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to hear your speech at the festival. You're going to be great. She put a hand on my shoulder and squeezed gently. Thank you. I'll do my best. Carver's annoying laugh interrupted us, and I turned to see him standing proud, with his chest puffed out like some sort of deformed pastry.
I love the descriptions in this game, too.
I'm sure Ginger will do her best to disappoint as usual. The mayor will regret choosing her and will beg for me to speak in the next festival.
The older woman blinked a few times and gave Carver a sweet but confused smile.
I'm sorry, dear, not to sound rude, but who are you?
I watched as his ego visibly deflated and his anger quickly returned.
Oh, and he's away.
He let out an angry growl as he stomped away his tiny legs, making him look like a toddler who wasn't getting what they wanted. Don't mind him. I laughed as we both watched him disappear into the distance. He's just a little grumpy. I think he's late for nap time.
Dang, the frickin' roast from Ginger. I love her sass so much.
She smiled at me again, but didn't laugh.
Oh, all right. I was worried I offended him. Is he always like that?
Yep.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He shouldn't be such a grump. Oh, but I don't have time to chat. I need to help set up for the festival. Have a good day, Ginger.
She gave my shoulder one more squeeze and started to walk away. You too. Good luck. I grinned cheerfully and nearly skipped back to my bakery. That was gold. Radley was going to enjoy hearing about that. Radley, right, I almost forgot about tomorrow. I mean, I did say we would figure it out tomorrow, but what if we couldn't come up with anything and end up spending the day at the bakery like normal? I should definitely come up with something tonight.
Uh-oh. I wonder if she's going to come up with anything at all, or if it's going to be a complete disaster and we're going to end up losing whatever heart points we may have gained by joking around with Radley at his place.
I got back to my bakery and walked upstairs, flopping down onto my bed to think about what to do. Why was this so complicated? Weren't dates supposed to be easy? I huffed, but reminded myself of the cake. For the cake, Ginger. For the cake. I think I had a new motto. Radley was so excited. What if... My eyebrows knitted together as I think of just how excited he had been. His bouncing, huge smile, sparkling eyes. He even almost cried. And here I was.
I wonder if it's going to end up with Radley trying to play like some epic prank on us, though. Like, he's been waiting for this moment his entire life to see if he could go on a date and play like this horrible prank date on us, or a date prank on us, or something like that. I have no idea. I mean, it would fit his character quite a bit.
Using him for a cake. How bad of a friend can you be? I muttered to myself, frowning as I reflected on just what I was doing to my best friend. I was lying to him, falsely gaining his love for the sake of a cake, for the sake of crushing my opponent and for gaining fame. Was it worth it? I sat in the quiet at my room, alone, and thought about what had brought me to this point before standing up abruptly. What are you thinking, Ginger? I slapped my own cheeks a few times to snap myself out of whatever state I was in. Of course it's worth it. You will be known as the best baker in the village. You will crush Carver. You will finally have finished all of the recipes in your grandmother's book. If you don't do this, all of your hopes and dreams will be toast. I threw my fists into the air as I cheered myself on. You can do it, Ginger. It'll be worth it in the end.
Aw. Oh yeah, awesome. So our heart bar went up a little bit there, and I don't know if there's enough pieces left in the game for us to fill it up all the way, but I think if we play our cards right, we'll be able to fill up that bar most of the way. And I also feel like Ginger's sort of lying to herself right now. I think that, like, once again, it's the stereotypical cliche sort of setup where they're best friends, they've known each other for a really long time, she's very familiar with everything that Radley has to offer, and, you know, maybe that familiarity will lead its way to a crush or to love or some genuine feelings of some sort. I think that that's the setup that it's going in the direction of, once again, if we play all of our cards right. So I hope that we're able to. I really enjoyed this episode. I'm going to end this one here, though, guys. As you guys have probably noticed, every single chapter that we play of this game will be a single episode. I hope that you guys don't mind that. I know that it's sort of slow going through the story that way, but hopefully this was still enjoyable. I certainly enjoyed it, and if you did, please be sure to hit the like button, share the video and favorite it. Also be sure to subscribe to me if you guys haven't already. For those of you who have, thank you so much for all of your support. You guys are the best in the world. I love every single one of you, and as always, it was great seeing ya. Bye-bye.
Girbeagly.